Hello and welcome to Fantasy Premier League Animate. I'm your manager Oded and welcome to the only channel where Premier League players come alive and try to convince me why they should be on my team. In this video I'm going to do a quick review of Game Week 34 and the players that I chosen to target in my last video of players to target in Game Week 34. Then I will offer 8 players to target for Double Game Week 35. Let's start with the players I target for Game Week 34. As you can see, not much of a success of picking the right one. Dallas fell short in the game against Brighton with everyone else in Leeds. Cassagna did try his best in the offense and was again very active but fell short due to a penalty for Southampton and not able to explode Saints' 10-man situation for most of the game. Wood struck again from the penalty spot to gain 6 points, and so did El Ghazi for the second time in a row to score once in a win against Everton. Pereira was very weak and Chambers was benched for my surprise and came only for the second half to replace injured David Luiz. So 2 out of 6 did something in this game week. Poor choices by me, but you can select everyone right. Double Game Week 35 is a tricky one cause most of the teams that play 2 games got one easy fixture and one hard one or 2 hard ones. So with the rotation risk and the hard games ahead, it will be really hard to pick a sole defender who will play twice and will be able to keep a clean sheet as well. Almost impossible. In the other end, there are so many good choices for strikers, even the ones who play only once. So maybe for this game week the formation of your team should be 3-4-3, just an opinion. Based on the players of course you have already. Or just place a defender who play only once and guaranteed to play and most likely to keep a clean sheet. Chelsea defense for example will face Manchester City and then Arsenal and then blank in Game Week 36. Manchester United defense will play against Aston Villa and then Leicester and then blank too. Same goes for Arsenal who have easier game at home against West Brom and then play Chelsea and blank. And Aston Villa will face Manchester United and Everton again, but do play in Game Week 36. Leicester will face Newcastle but then Manchester United and blank also Game Week 36. And also Everton will face West Ham and Aston Villa in Double Game Week and play Game Week 36 as well. So for those teams most people choose their defenders will have quite a headache to choose a good pick for this Double Game Week and for the following week. And on for the Double Game Week 35 players to target. First will be Zaha. Palace is the only team in this game week who will have easy fixtures on paper. The problem is, this is Crystal Palace, a team that scored only 6 goals in the last 10 games and conceded 17. But you cannot pass out opportunity for their best players to shine for the last time this season with games against West Brom and Southampton. 2 equally bad defensive teams. Crystal Palace got almost nothing to play for. They 1 point shy for secure another season in the Premier League and maybe they will play openly to try to attack with more players. And the best players of course is Zaha, who had a decent season even though he was injured a lot. Southampton is in the same position in the table so it can be a very open game. Against West Brom who still fight to escape the low table position can be much harder. Cassagna still here, even though he didn't bring any points against Southampton in a disappointing performance of Leicester against 10 men. He still was very active around the Saints box and had more than a few passes to almost turn into assists. In the game against Newcastle at home, I think Leicester will keep Newcastle player out of the box and will have more than a few opportunities to score. For Newcastle this game is important but Leicester need to win more to keep the Champions League dream alive before they face pretty hard games until the end of the season, with Manchester United away next. So hoping for a clean sheet in the first game and maybe some returns. And whatever he can get in the game against United will be a bonus. Evans brought more points over the last 3 games but Cassagna's position allowed him to support the offense more. Point to consider is the rotation. Leicester will face Chelsea in the final FA Cup 3 days after the game against Manchester United. So Pereira may take his place instead of Cassagna for this game against Manchester United to keep Cassagna rested for the final. There are a lot of strikers that got good fixture this week and will be hard to choose 3. Most will go for the ones who have double game week, the other will go for someone like Keane. But this man proved week in and week out that he needs to be considered. Burnley against Fulham can be the game that places Burnley away from the bottom and for another year in the Premier League. If they can beat Fulham away, they're safe, so it will be an extra important game for both teams. Burnley looking much better even with their loss to West Ham last week, and Wood is in the best shape of his life. Fulham on the other hand will need a win and win only, so they will probably risk everything and send a lot of players forward, which will give Burnley better chance to strike and take advantage of that. The rest of Burnley matches till the end of the season can be great for them to pick some more points and for Wood to get more returns. Calvert-Lewin finally scored. He didn't do that since game week 28, and maybe till the end of the campaign he will return to his form from the start of the season. Everton lose hope for the Champions League, but still battle for the European League, and they will have double game week against West Ham and Aston Villa. Two better teams right now, but with a shaky defense, so maybe this is the time to bring him on, even though both are away games. Especially when Everton will play in game week 36 against Sheffield United, and then against Wolves. So it can be 4 games fiesta for him if he will be back to his groove and find the net more often. I wasn't sure if to put any of Southampton players in here, cause let's face it, they look terrible even though they hold on with 10 men against Leicester. I thought first about putting Shea Adams here, but there are much better strikers than him with better fixture. So Ward-Prowse is the only remaining player for Saints who can do something in this double game week. He is on corners, free kicks and of course penalty, which he scored the last of his 3 goals. Don't think he or Southampton will do much against Liverpool, but the way the Reds are playing, who knows. I more target the game against Crystal Palace and against Fulham in game week 36 at home. All eyes will be on him in those games, so one penalty or one successful free kick, you got some big points for a player who only costs 5.8 million. I keep saying El Ghazi, but no one listening. With his price, it's a crime not to put him in. 2 goals in the last 2 matches. Up against United it will be hard for him to perform, but the Everton's defense already tasted his goal last week, and at home they can taste even more. Not forget he's on penalty as well, and Aston Villa will play game week 36 against Crystal Palace, so again, if Grealish will not appear all of a sudden, El Ghazi will keep his place and get some more returns. And finally Jota. Liverpool will only play once this game week, but it will be against Southampton, who will be missed 2 of the main defense players due injury and a red card. So this is the time for Liverpool to explode. They had 2 weeks rest due to the postpone of the game against Manchester United, and there will be no excuses this time. Jota with his fair price can make the difference if he will start, of course. I think Liverpool will start with their maximum attackers to kill the game early. So this is a chance for him to get some returns after 2 week games. With great fixtures up ahead for Liverpool, it can be a great pick for the rest of the season. So if you do own Salah for example, it can be a great addition. If you don't have money for Salah, he will be the best man to pick from all the attackers of Liverpool. So I hope you enjoyed this video, it made you smile. Much more to come in the future, so if you want to keep up, please hit the subscribe button and press like. And I will sure love to hear what you think I should animate next to get funnier videos for you and what should be improved in my videos as well. Do well and good luck to everyone.